I overpack everywhere I go, so having a bag where I can fit everything is absolutely perfect.
What about audio equipment?
I thought you said you never mentioned that again. I'm done with it. So first things first, thank you to Brevity for sending me this bag. I've never had a camera bag where I can fit all of my stuff into it, as well as a laptop or headphones or whatever. It's either been a Pelican, which is absolutely huge, or a tiny little cheap camera bag. So first things first, let's get a look. This is the Brevity jumper in green. I personally love this color, as you can tell by what I'm wearing now. I absolutely love natural tones, but it is a fairly good sized backpack. It fits every single thing I need and it organizes it absolutely perfectly. So let's jump inside and see what I am carrying in my camera bag. So first things first, we have the back pocket, and this is like the laptop iPad pocket, and I have my iPad Pro in here. The Apple Pen is somewhere, I just don't know where it's at. And then I also have my MacBook. So for the iPad Pro, I use this for a lot of different things. I only have social media on the iPad, I don't have it on my phone. So if I ever want to check YouTube or Instagram or whatever, I go on here, and it's nice to just only be able to do it on Wi-Fi, and it's a lot harder to doom scroll on an iPad. So I use the iPad for that, as well as checking my YouTube studio, responding to comments, basically doing anything where I don't want to do it on my phone and I want a screen that's a little bit bigger. Number two, the MacBook. This is a 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 whatever, and this is my editing machine. But this right here is one of my favorite things I've ever used. It is actually an SSD holder, and this SSD I have is a 1 terabyte. I've had it forever, but basically this is where all of my vlog footage is. So I always just leave it on my computer so I can just constantly upload my vlog footage every single day. And yeah, I just hold like a week of footage on it and then I dump it to my hard drive. But MacBook, fairly simple. It's a beast. I've had it for a couple years and I don't see myself upgrading anytime soon. And one thing I say real quick before I move on, I love that this not only has a computer pocket, but the fact that it can fit my computer and an iPad is awesome, because it just makes it so much easier to fit them both in one big pocket. But moving on, let's check this top section. And again, another thing I really like is this whole backpack is broken into multiple different sections. We have the computer pouch, we have a top, which is more so for your daily things. We have this right here, which is for like storage of cards or SSDs or whatever. And then down here is the base of the bag where you can put all of your camera gear. But opening up the top, this is very full, so we got quite a bit to go through. But looking in this little pocket, we have brick. This is not the Apple one because I lost mine. I left it at a coffee shop, so to whoever stole it, I would really appreciate it if you give me it back. This one feels very cheap, and half the time only one prong will come out. So yeah. And then we have my MacBook charger, which is obviously a must because I need to charge my computer. Finally, USB-C cable. I cannot tell you how many times this has saved me, because if I forget my MacBook charger at home, I at least have this. It also charges my iPhone, my iPad, everything. So always having an extra USB-C, huge. All right, now we got this. This is my hard drive. This is what I back up most of my vlog footage to. So every single week after I post a vlog, I will upload it to here, and then I will wipe it from my SSD. That way I can consistently keep moving on and never have an overflow of footage. I also put a couple of personal projects on here, but this is mainly for the vlogs. And then we got the AirPod Maxes. I don't use these a ton because I like my AirPod Pros. However, these are very nice for flights or anything where I really need to just dial in, or if my AirPods are dead, these are absolutely perfect. Are they worth the money? I would say no. They're fine, but if you already have AirPod Pros, you don't really need these. They're not like mind-blowing. This right here is my little camcorder charger, which you'll see later on, but this is just a nice little charger. And then we have the big dogs, the notebooks. So these two right here, these are just pocket notebooks. This is like an actual pocket notebook that you could put in your pocket. And this is so you can have this wherever you go. You can write down ideas, you can write down anything, because writing down ideas as they come to you is absolutely massive. It is so important. So get in the habit of doing that. And then this right here is the same thing as this. It's just a little bit more sturdy. So I like to write down most of my bigger ideas in this. But to be honest, I don't really use either of these that often because I always have my backpack, so I can use the big dog. This is my main notebook. I use this to write down all of my video ideas, as well as kind of break them down. So I'll take the original idea, break it down into an outline, and then I will break it down into more of a script style of outline with each point that I want to talk about, and then I will translate that into a Google Doc. So I absolutely love having a notebook with me everywhere I go, because if you don't write down your ideas, you're bound to forget them. And sometimes that could have been the one, that could have been the idea that took you to wherever you're trying to get to. But that is everything in this top pocket, so I'm gonna put it away and then we'll move on to the little front pocket. Moving on. And this is where I hold most of my data and computer accessories. And the way I like to organize these is right here. I have my business SSDs. These are for my corporate work. Always double back up. You never know what could happen. And then over here, I have my personal SSDs. This is also kind of my own personal projects or just anything where I need space. Because usually the vlogs I keep on the other SSD, but I did only 1 terabyte and usually I fill that up pretty fast. So just having 2 of my own personal projects. I'm actually converting one of these to my YouTube, or I'm just gonna hold all the BTS because I have so much, and usually when I'm editing a video I have like 1 SSD, 1 SSD, 1 SSD, and then I can't switch them out. So I'm just gonna put all my BTS on one, that way I don't even have to think about it. Cords, more cords. Always good to have a ton of USB-C cords because you never want to run out and then you can't use your SSD. We're down to the essentials now. 3 different pens, purple, green, and black. Always need pens. Zipfizz, I don't know if you guys have ever had this. Pretty good. It's one of those down bad type of things where it's like, man, you're just trembling, you just need some energy. Zipfizz. Finally, absolutely star of the show, most important thing in this bag, eye drops. When I'm telling you, I have the absolute worst allergies in the spring and my eyes get wrecked. So if I don't have those, it's not a good day. I have them in my car, I have them in my backpack, I have them at my house. You'll never catch me without eye drops. But that is honestly everything in the front. It's not a very big pocket, but it works just for holding a couple of little things. So I'm gonna put these away and then we're jumping on to the main bread and butter of this bag, the camera section. Also, I don't know if this is just me, but the name of this camera bag or the brand, like Brevity, with that little symbol above the E, I could have sworn it was Brevite. So I'm telling everybody, yeah, I finally have a Brevite camera bag because a lot of my friends use them. And so now I feel kind of dumb because I watched a YouTube video right before making this. Turns out it's pronounced Brevity. So sorry to everyone who I said Brevite. Just sounds a little more exotic. The main pouch. So this would usually be packed a little bit more tight, but I have the A7 IV above me and then I have the 12 to 24 on the FX6, so we'll just fake it. First things first, we have this split into 2 sides. Number 1, I would normally have my A7 IV here as well as the 12 to 24 because this does have a little quick access pouch, so I could just pull the camera right out. Super simple. Tripod, this is my like little vlogging tripod. It's fine. The 12 to 24 is absolutely huge, so normally if I set this on a desk it just flops down. So I'm in the process of purchasing a Gorilla Pod. Actually, it should be here tomorrow because it's time to upgrade. These are Haida ND filters because the 12 to 24 has extremely bulbous lens, which means it's basically very circular. You can't actually put ND filters on it. These are rear ND filters, which are horrible. Like, I just like them a lot because you can have variable. They're also super small and they get smudged. And yeah, so I'm in the process. Honestly, if any one of you are looking for a 12 to 24 G Master 2.8, I'm selling mine. I want to purchase a 20mm 1.8. So if any of you have a 20mm 1.8, hit me up. And then of course we have the lens caps, whatever. If you guys can see, there's 3 little dots right here. This is to help know that it's mine. I like to mark it, so I would test it out just because it helps, because we shoot with so many people. Next thing you know, you leave a shoot and you're missing 10 different things. They're missing 10 different things, and it's like, how does that even happen? How are we all missing something? Finally, we have a little battery pouch. This is absolutely amazing. Stores all the batteries. Another thing that I would recommend is marking your batteries so that way you know which ones are dead and which ones aren't. For me, I usually have 3 stripes, and if that's on the top, that means we're good to go. Usually I'll have them facing the opposite direction, as well as the little pins for the battery on the top, which means they're dead. So I could look good, good, dead, good. Just super easy to tell. That way you're not plugging in a battery when something needs to be filmed. Turns out it's at 4%, and then you lose the client, and then you quit videography forever. So make sure you mark your stuff. Moving on to the next side, I'm not very proud of this, but this is my Rode Video Micro. I've had this for 5 years, maybe. It's horrible. I know I said horrible earlier, but this is bad. I'm in the process of buying a MKE 400. Also be here tomorrow because this thing sits on my camera and then it just sags, like, and it just hits the lens. It's not very good at all. Wind filter is fine, but we're getting rid of this. Moving on, little SD card holder, pretty simple. The right side means all my cards are good, and if they're on the left, it means they need to be backed up. And then if they're on the top left, these are the ones where it's like, do not touch these. These ones mean they've been backed up, but not double backed up. Over here means you're all good. Again, organization, absolutely huge, because especially when you start getting into these bigger corporate jobs, if you clear cards without getting the footage, you're done for them, because they paid a lot of money and now you have to figure out what you want to do. You'll lose your client, and then guess what? You're quitting videography forever and now you're homeless. So mark your stuff. All right, moving on. 24-70 Sigma. This, I usually don't put in this bag, but since I'm going to California soon, watch out for the vlogs. I'm gonna try and daily vlog. Should be absolutely crazy. I'm gonna bring this. That way I don't just have a 12-24. Again, we have it marked. And this lens is an absolute beast. I purchased this in the beginning of my videography journey because I couldn't afford the G Master. Still, I would not buy that. I would still get this. Great lens. So if you're looking for a budget 24-70, that one is perfect. This right here is the Canon Vixia HFR 500. It's just a nice little camcorder I bought. I paid $100 off Facebook Marketplace. Absolutely love it. I used to use it a lot more, but it is a amazing camera. It's the perfect little video everything in your life type of thing. So I bring this with me wherever, and it's also good if you want to get a different style in your video. So instead of having it all be nice, beautiful, mirrorless camera clips, you can throw in this and it helps break it up just a little bit. Right here, we have a battery charger. And if you guys remember earlier when I showed you my USB-C cables, I have one extra, and that is for this, just in case. And then finally, we have the little guy, the Fuji X100 I actually just made a video on that. So if you want to know my thoughts, definitely go check it out. It stays in my bag a little more than I would like. So yeah, go watch that video and then you'll learn more. But great camera, super small. I can just slide it in this bag. I don't even know it's there, and then I can take some fire photos. So that is basically all in this bag. We have one thing, and that's red pen that sits right in the side, because you always need to have a red pen. You never know. But overall, I love this bag. Thank you again to Brevity for sending me it, because again, I haven't ever had a camera bag where I can actually fit other things in it. The last one I had was some cheap brand. I couldn't fit my computer in it, so everywhere I went, I had my camera bag and then a backpack. I mean, like, that's just not fun. If you're flying, there goes your carry-on, because now you have to have an extra bag. So I love it. I also love the color. Again, it's matching the fit, everything. So if you are looking for a camera bag, I will have a link in the description to purchase this if it's not already sold out. I would 100% recommend. And it's funny because most of my friends actually use this bag. So when I told them that they reached out and they were gonna send me one, they were all so excited, and so was I, because I know that it's a good brand and I've seen other people use it. So I lied. We have a couple more things. Right here, we have a nice little pocket. This is kind of like a wallet pocket, or if you want to put your keys, super small, it's maybe this big. Then we also have a carry-on strap. So if you want to attach it to your carry-on, perfect. It looks amazing. It looks very undercover and discreet, which I love, because I don't want to be walking around and I don't want everyone to know that BTW, this is a camera bag, and I have either A, a lot of money of cameras in there, or B, I'm going to go film something or shoot something, even if I'm not supposed to, if that makes sense. If you're in an area where you want to be a little bit quieter. I immediately threw out my old, just regular old backpack, because I used to throw the A7 IV in there and it would just get destroyed because it's bouncing around with a ton of random other things. Thank you, Brevity, for sending this. Again, link in the description if you want to purchase one. Stay tuned for the vlogs. I'm going to try and run dailies or like 2-day vlogs, because we're headed to California. We're going to do so much. But again, thank you all for the support. If you've made it this far, let me know what you thought about more of an unscripted video, because I want to start trying to script my videos less and kind of just talk with the camera and talk with you guys, because it is more fun. And yeah, I will see you guys next Monday, maybe even sooner, and then next Tuesday for the main video.